do all my slurping real quick. uh, Good morning, guys. Uh, it's says 8 o'clock. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Good morning there, Erica. Good morning, Lisa. All right, Suzanne. Good morning. Hope y'all doing well. Shelly, Dawn, Michelle. Uh, couldn't see all that about Michelle. Uh, Michelle something. Good morning. Anyway, it kind of go fast sometimes. You know, you can't catch all the names that go up. And also, Karen, not gonna be with us this morning, but she asked me a question. She said, and I don't know if it's this way on all lives or not. She says the comments don't stay long after it's over. I don't know. I guess I've noticed that because I'd go back sometimes to answer a few comments, and there might be only just 2 or 3 there on the live. You know, howdy doody there. Remember howdy doody? You're new, okay? Well, God bless you. Glad you're here. Yes, I remember howdy doody. Some of these young folks may not, but some of us older ones, us more experienced people, we know it. We knowed it. Howdy doody. I love that. Good morning, guys. We always get a few new folks that it seems like each time, and we always want to make sure they're all welcome. We don't always see their name go by, but we want them to be welcome here. I was sitting here this morning having coffee on the front porch. It's rainy here in East Texas. Snowy Edmonton, Alberta. Good morning. I'm glad it's not snowing here. It's kind of chilly, not cold, but chilly. I have no idea what it is. 50 something, maybe 50 degrees. But it's been rainy off and on for the last day or so, and that's moving up into Louisiana, and I guess on up into Arkansas and Tennessee and all up that way. I don't know where all it'd be going up in the north. It'd be moving up northeast though from us. And we're gonna have another day of it. I think all day today and maybe tomorrow. And I'm hoping we don't get a lot of rain. That's what we always. The rain is fine, just not too much, to cause a lot of flooding. Good morning, Deborah. Oh, William's back, guys, and he come back with a vengeance. Yeah, he come back full of it. I sent him a picture. You got a nurse that comes and takes care of the bandages, and I said, I hope she's ugly as she can be. Well, he said she's beautiful. Well, I don't know. I sent him a picture of Bigfoot. I said, I hope she looks like this. But I sat there looking at my feet. William and Ronnie, they're buddies. They've teamed up because, birds of a feather flock together. Y'all heard that? Well, they are. They said I got ugly feet. Ugliest feet they ever saw. I may have that. I don't know. It's what God gave me, so I'm stuck with them. And so as long as they get me around, I don't care. Is Steve here? I didn't get to see Steve come by yet. I probably wasn't looking at my feet. Godzilla feet, William said. Oh, good morning, everybody. There's Steve. Oh, Michelle, he's feeling okay. He's already started that mess. When you don't feel good, you're kind of, but when old sweet Will and sweet Ron feel good, man, they all over the place. They're all over the place. I'm I'm thankful that he's doing good. Okay, he is. He says he's doing real good now. Uh, Good morning, Kathy. Uh, oh, there's another Gigi there. Good morning, Steve, Dana. Uh, I don't know about bronchitis. I get something all the time. I think I have allergies. The older I get, the more allergies I'm allergic to Ronnie. But pollen and stuff in the air, my throat to get scratchy and stuff. It's just sinuses get all wired up. It's okay. I feel good. I don't mind blowing my nose now and then. Nobody else may not like it. I may call on Ronnie after a while, just blow my nose, you know. I got a greeting from him this morning. I'm not going to read it, Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie, right now, he's, oh, no, don't read it. Don't read it. I'm not. It's horrible. It's a horrible greeting for a man to wake up to. Good morning, Earlene. How you doing, sweetie? Lisa, good morning. I'm not even gonna say what you said there, babe. My age, everything runs. I don't know about all that. Uh, yeah, we get older, these different ailments. The other day, and I'm glad Ronnie's not my doctor because I bought some hay on the back of my truck, and usually uh, where I store it, it's hard to get to with my truck. And then I just throw it on the back at the feed store. And I have had Ben put it where I want to keep it out there in a little storeroom right there. And Ben wasn't here, so no, Lester discussing depression. I, I don't know about depression. I don't know if I've ever had depression. I think it's a horrible thing. There's times I felt down. Maybe that's depression. You know, G, I think, has bouts of it. Her mom had bouts of it. Uh, Maybe everybody does to a certain extent. Different things kind of pull us down. Maybe that's the same thing as depression. I can't I can't say. I feel for people that do get depressed. Yeah, and maybe I would. Maybe if I just didn't keep doing stuff out here with these boys and girls, like right there, they keep you going. And Lester has lots of stuff to keep him going too, so it's a little bit more than that. I worked with a fellow that is my boss at one time, and you go in his office and he'd be sitting there like, hey, what's up, boss? Nothing, not. And it's finally diagnosed as a clinical depression, and the doctor prescribed us medication, and I don't guess it's bothered him since. He takes it daily, like he would a vitamin pill, like, yeah. But I feel for him. Sorry, bud. Pray for Lester on his depression, guys. Uh, anyway, I was out there. Any of you guys need prayer. This is a group here that'll pray for you, and I believe in prayer. I do. I also think sometimes God tells us no, or He got a better plan that we may not see it, but I guess we'll know it one day. But just pray for each other. Anyway, I slid that bale of hay. I pulled up beside it, just had to slide off the back of my mule drive over there, and I just dump it off where I want it. But I parked too far away from it, so I get it, and the strings are real tight. I couldn't get my hand under, so I just bear hugged it and turned around, turned around with it and set it on top of my bugle. And I pulled something, or I strained something, or I got a kink in something. That night, I did not sleep. I could not turn over in my bed without all down my sides hurting and other places hurting. I hurt. Uh, and Ronnie give me a cure. He can come over and do this to it and that to it. No, I don't want you over here, Ronnie. You leave me alone. About 2 days it went away. But I was kind of laid up for a couple of days, not getting around too good. But Will's doing good. He says he's doing real well, and I'm happy for him. Uh, yeah, pray for Lester and uh, talk about Lester. Lex comes today. G and I pick him up. Lester called yesterday and said Lex can come this weekend. He'd run down and get him unless we wanted to. But we always like to go get Lex if we can. And so we're going to, it's exciting to us to go get him, come out of school and hop the car with us, and have a good chat on the way home. And it's a little bit more entertaining because Coda Bear goes with us. She's going to have her say so. Well, sometimes though she'll sleep almost all the way down. Usually she's awake on the way home because we'll stop and get her something to eat. French fries, usually something like that. Will Lex be able to play football next year? I'm guessing you're talking about Lex. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he will if he wants to. Yeah, Lex. Because LE used to play ball too, and then the LE even played ball after he got out of school. Some of his little teams would gather up and play ball and stuff. LE's a real good ball player. He played quarterback mostly. He was really good at it. But he kind of got bunged up a little bit, I think. LE did, in his back or something, kind of messed him up, so he kind of stopped playing that stuff. But yeah, Lex will if he wants to. He's right now. He's into. I get them mixed up. Soccer. Yeah, soccer. He's playing soccer and I guess track too. I guess they both do. Both at about the same time, or maybe maybe soccer's over. I'm not sure. I get all these sports and stuff. Caden's into sports and track and stuff, and they're all into something, and these little girls are into t-ball. Funny thing about the t-ball, is Coda Bear and Carly have both played it. And Carly's doing pretty good, except for sometimes out there between the bases, she's supposed to be waiting, watching to catch a ball or whatever. She'll start all her little dance moves. Yeah. And Dustin had to come down off the walk out across there and tell her, stop dancing, watch for the ball. She just But then the other day, little Coda Bear's in the dugout, her group's in the dugout, and then all of a sudden, out of clear blue sky, she just takes off, run out across the diamond, just running fast as she can run. And her coach is kind of, and I may have told y'all this, it's kind of heavy set, and he's trying to catch her, and he can't catch her. She just running. Dustin had to come out, I think, and catch her and make her go back to the dugout. She's having the best time in the world. But they're a lot of fun. She came this morning. Jill brought her this morning at 6. Dustin's working afternoons and stuff, and yesterday had a turnaround. She had to stay. So she brought her this morning at 6, and still asleep. Maybe she'll sleep for a while because she has to pick up some stuff for groceries this morning, so maybe she'll just sleep, and I don't have to babysit. She's not a problem. Coda Bear's not a problem. She's never a problem. She's probably one of the easiest children we've ever kept. Very seldom she gets angry. Good morning. There's Dot. Good morning, Dot. Deanne, good morning. Did you have one like Woody? Was he hard-headed? Woody's the most hard-headed little dog. He's smart. It ain't he don't know what to do. It's just he's going to do it when he's ready to do it. It's not like, I don't know. Uh, I go to get the mail last night. She said, "Well, you run get the mail. I got it, and something come in the mail." And I said, "Yeah, come on, Buster." And Woody, here's the problem with Woody going to get the mail. When I stop at the mailbox, he wants to get down and look around and mark something. He want to go over and mark. And you sit there beside the road, you can't just sit there all day, cars coming. Woody, let's go. We got to go. Get on the road. Come on, Woody, get back on. And in a minute, PawPaw, he's going to go mark something over here. Well, Buster sat there, Buster. I said, "No, Woody, you're not going to go. Just me and Buster." And I got back, I let him out, and we went out and fed Owen. And Owen's doing awesome. It was really cute. I made a video yesterday. I hadn't posted it yet. I came out and called Owen. That's back in the back. And I didn't get him on video again. I'm gonna do it next time they're out there. I'm gonna bring my camera, because I called and he was the first one. A little brown goes streaking across that field, coming to his PawPaw for his meal. But when I went out, I think it was at noon, the noon feeding. That all went out. All the goats went out. It stopped raining. It all went out. Owen also, because he follows along with his brother and stuff and the other goats. And I went out at noon. And he's standing there waiting to eat. He's standing there waiting to eat. And I made a video of that one. The next time I go out, he's out there with his brother, just him and his brother. He came up, I guess they came back together, It's kind of cute watching him intermingle with the other goats. Now, it's best that he stays out there with them best he can, Oh, yeah, thunder and lightning makes me sleepy, too. Oh, it is a sweetie. He's going to be an awesome little goat, I think. Well, thank you, Patty. You like my smile? Don't say that about my blue eyes. Ronnie will get mad. I'm sick of people talking about his blue eyes. God gave them to me, Ronnie. I didn't have nothing to do with it. William and Ronnie are not able to sleep. I hope y'all not sleeping together. What? Y'all snoring? I apologize, guys. It's not like me. Oh, she's up. Here comes all the. Hey, Birdie. What's up, Birdie? Oh, Birdie dog. Dirty Birdie. I love you. I love you, Birdie. Birdie. Okay. Go. Oh, Buster get mad now. Yeah, that little girl's something else. The cutest little dog, not the cutest, but that little thing, that Tiki, loves she, and she gets up, it follows her wherever she goes. It's just wherever, and when she's doing something, she's standing there just looking up at her, Yeah. Yeah, they are jealous. Yeah, I think so too, Hatari. I think so. Maybe you said that. Yeah, they jealous. They probably, I think Will probably got blue eyes. Ronnie don't say nothing about Will's blue eyes. Dana has dark blue eyes. Well, that's awesome. And but Ronnie don't. And I can't stand him talking about his old blue eyes. Oh, what can you say? Oh, there you go. Patty's got blue eyes. We are going to be getting rain. I know all through Saturday. There goes Will and Ronnie back and forth together. So I have to ignore them. At least got blue eyes. Molly, There's a bunch of us got blue eyes, guys. That ain't just me. Uh, okay, Carla K. Okay, fine. She likes brown eyes best. Okay, that's good. Uh, did you ever heard that they called her cow eyes? You must have big eyes. See, some folks are real nice, big eyes, and me, I use sometimes, I'm kind of squinchy. You can't even tell, like sometimes I got eyes. Uh, I was reading some of the comments, and folks up north still getting snow, uh, cold snow, and we have this past week have enjoyed beautiful weather here, beautiful weather, and my little onions are starting to come up. And he told me that those had died down there. I was going to go down if they wasn't going to fool with them and dig them up and bring them up here and put them in my planter. But I called him and he said they had died. Onions they had down there in their garden. So, but mine are coming up now. So, and I'm also told if I want to get some bigger ones to kind of start off with, I can go to the grocery store, buy the little packages, those scallions, I guess what you call them, a little pack of onions. They'll have a little roots are still on them, and you just stick a hole, and you plant them individually, and they'll continue to grow. And I could do that too if I want to. Mine are growing, so it's okay. Uh, Lester had just fertilized Joanne's pasture. Yes, that rain would be awesome for it. It would be awesome. It would be awesome. Uh, yep. That uh, that field produces some good hay. Uh, my brother and I baled it. Well, we baled it as kids too, but my brother baled it, and you get a lot of good hay out of that field. Uh, Someone has lost their dad. Yeah, I feel for you. So sorry because you lose a parent or a loved one or a child. And you see people lose their children, and well, your close relatives or close friends. It's you feel a loss, and there's always something you wish you'd have said, that you didn't say. Uh, my friend that passed away over in Alabama, he and I were good friends. Did a lot of stuff together when he lived here. Uh, and when he moved back to Alabama, we kind of lost contact. I talked to him a couple of times, and a couple of texts, and then next thing you know, you're changing phones or whatever, and you kind of lose. Then you don't think about it as often because they're gone, and seemed like though every time I'd pass his place, I'd think about him, or him and his wife. They were sweet people, and a lot of fun with them. I'd stop by a lot of times on my way home from work, and would have coffee on the back porch and stuff, and just sit and chat about cows or whatever, uh, politics, whatever you want to talk about, have a good time. Just sit up there on the back porch talking good weather, Bad days we sit by the fire. You have a nice little uh, fireplace, a little fire be going, sitting there. It's really comfortable, He's a big deer hunter. He loves to deer hunt. He deer hunted all over the country, but uh, he wouldn't hunt them there by his house. He had deer coming to his house. Uh, he fed deer out there in the corner of his yard. He had a big yard. In the back corner of his yard, he kept deer feeders out, and he'd go out there every day. Well, I say deer feeders, like like troughs, little troughs, and fill them full of corn, and he'd sit there on his back patio, and deer come in there and eat, you know. But he loved to deer hunt. He'd go off somewhere and hunt, but he always kept a lot of uh, deer sausage and stuff there at the house. He'd always give you some deer sausage. Hey, take some sausage when you go. He'd always bring him deer home, make sausage. And he'd bring me deer. He'd go to Alabama and hunt and come home. He'd call me and say, hey, I got you a couple of big hams, you know, and I'd go up and get them. Come home and cut them all up, put them away, make sausage out of them, whatever I want to do with them. I'm not going to pay you much attention. Well, you and Ronnie, I know what y'all saying. I know the kind of things y'all talk about. I love them guys. Yeah, they're awesome. Uh, but I will tell you a story, and I've debated on this, because every one of us, you, all you guys, uh, and I guess the first thought that come to my mind was the old Gunsmoke movie. Remember old Gunsmoke? Matt Dillon. Now that was a lawman there. Matt Dillon come out that street when it come on. Another guy at the other end. Pow! You know, Matt Dillon never missed. And when you think about lawmen, uh, especially state troopers, you think about a state trooper. It's kind of close your eyes, tell you a story. You picture the state trooper in your state, wherever state you're from. They always have nice uniforms, and like here in Texas, it's kind of a gray uniform and cowboy hats. They're really nice looking uniform. And I know other states, different type of uniforms, but neat, real neat, and some of them wear them Smoky Bear hats, you know what we call Smoky Bear hats. Uh, and different kinds of hats, you know, but they're always neat. And that's the image. That's the image you have in your mind of these state troopers. No matter where you go, no matter what state you're in, somebody says a state trooper, you have that image. Well, that image was blowed up for me the other night. I have not been able to think about a state trooper. Their image, and I knew a lot of them, worked with them. But here we have, and it blowed my mind with Matt Dillon. Here you have a state trooper standing in front of a mirror in his whitey tighties, almost like a little bit more what Ronnie wears, a little bit, with his gun belt on, his gun, quick drawing, state trooper. I don't know if all Georgia state troopers do it like that. That's how they practice. It's the way we'll practice. I ain't been able to think about state troopers since. It gives me a bad look. Yeah, Will. Tell them about it, Will. Stand in front of the mirror in your undies, your little tighty, whitey tighties, with a belt, gun belt on, quick drawing. um, so I'll have to go back and try to watch Matt Dillon and get that image out of my mind. I can't take it. Uh, oh, I love them guys. You know, there's people in this world that their past, maybe their present, is just will blow your mind sometimes. And you can't help but laugh about it when it happens, you know, when you hear these stories. Okay. I've got some beans cooking. Someone's cooking or was going to cook or something. Uh, Good morning, Maggie. You're so sweet. Thank you. Uh, I okay, Will. Go ahead, lash out. I just lashing out at me because I told something on you. Yeah, Ronnie does it all the time. Uh, I started my beans yesterday. Let them cook all night. I haven't even been out there this morning, but I know what they'll look like. They're gonna be really, really good. I did go in there last night to get something, and it smells so good in there, so good. But I'll bring them in today. Probably before we go get Lex. I'll go ahead and they'll be ready, and I'll bring them in. And then we get back, I'll have a big old bowl of beans for supper. Talk about gardens. Let's talk about them. I see somebody want to talk about her garden. She can't plant for another month. Uh, uh, my garden that I've got planted is doing well. It's not the kind of rose that Will and Ronnie think I need to plant in, but that's okay. I'm happy with this. They said I'm being a what was the word? What was the word, boys? Pansy. Planting like a pansy. Well, it's the way it is. I love it, and I'm going to build another bed, uh, something similar, but it would be like to be a single one. I think over next to the fence, and I'm going to try to do that maybe this week. Work on it this week, uh, and I may try to put squash in it. I want some squash. Don't need many, because Stephanie will be producing so much down in her garden. She'll be sending squash up here every day, so I don't need to plant a bunch. I just wait for the handouts. Get some handouts. So, and I got my little trees that Dorothy sent me. I've got them in a little pot, and it said it's leave them in. I'm gonna pull them back out there and put that potting uh, mixture on the bottom of them, so or that rooting mixture, rooting compound, or what they call it. I'll get some today, and so they'll help them kind of get the roots going. But they'll stay like that for maybe even a year, and I'll separate them out in separate pots before I try to plant them. Uh, and I'm going to get a couple of fig trees from Jimmy, and I'm going to put them in the backyard, I think. Be a good place for them over in our backyard. So I can call everybody Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer, I see ya. Well, I don't know what Jennifer Potter. I guess I seen Jennifer scroll across, and I hope I don't call somebody Ronnie. It'd be not a Ronnie. uh, well, y'all try my beans sometimes. I did a video on them. I don't know if I've put it out there yet, but I will. Uh, Nothing really. I seasoned it up a lot because I'm a spicy guy. I spice them up. It probably use stuff that most folks might not think to go in like rib rub, made for rib, like a rub for ribs. I put a little bit in there, a little bit of steak seasoning, a little bit in there. Uh, naturally black pepper and salt, natural stuff like that. And I put a little garlic in it, and chop an onion up in there, and it'll come out good. It'll be delicious, guarantee it. But I don't do them too often, but I do like to do them when I get a chance. And these beans are those that Steve sent me. They're called cranberry beans. I really don't see a lot of difference in them and pinto. Uh, they may have a little bit of just a touch of a sweet. I ain't gonna say a sweet, but something kind of cut the edge off the pinto beans, maybe just something. But they taste to me they're just like pinto beans, and but they're good. They're really good. Good morning, Peggy. I see one of the Peggy's here this morning. I guess both of them are here. Karen couldn't be here. She had something she had to do this morning. She's fine though. Uh, we've got another day or two of rain. Uh, Dana Kay likes navy beans. I like navy beans. Yeah, they're good too. Uh, I'm wondering is what you guys call bean soup what we call beans? You know, I made beans before, and someone said, yeah, that's where they make their bean soup, and I thought, well, maybe it's what they in different places people call stuff different. It was like Jimmy was telling me about ham hocks. A lot of people you can buy ham hocks, hog feet, hog feet, Ronnie, and they're smoked. You know, you can get them raw, you can get them smoked, whatever. And for seasoning for your beans. And Ronnie was over visiting, and he wanted to eat. You know, he goes over to eat. What you got to eat, Jimmy? Well, I got some beans here, Ronnie. Let's have some beans. That's the way Ronnie is. So Jimmy gets the beans out, and he says, what's that? He says, ham hock. I don't want no ham hock. I don't want no ham hock. Jimmy bought two. Ronnie ate both of them. Once he ate one, he decided he wanted Jimmy's too. But yeah, so my dad used stuff like that to season with. You know, you can use bacon, you can use sausage. You know, just usually it's a pork product. You know, to season with. You might season with some kind of steak. I don't know. Never thought about something like that. But we've used bacon before. Didn't have something else to season with. I save when I buy these smoked hams. I usually slice the meat off best I can for sandwiches and stuff, or you can just cook it. You can fry it. You want to fry it with eggs or whatever. You can throw a slice of it in there, skillet, and fry it, or you can microwave. What are you gonna do? But I slice it off and I'll put it. Hams, so big, it'll make 2 or 3 different containers. And I put in the freezer and put one in the refrigerator. When you use it when it's gone, we'll bring one out of the freezer. But the bone itself, you get down to it, there's chunks of meat on there you can't really slice. So I just cut them off and put them with that bone and freeze them. Double wrap them and freeze them. Double wrap them, kind of keep them from getting freezer burnt. And then when the first time I'm gonna make beans, I take them and rinse them off good and just put them in the beans and let them cook. And it's a lot of good seasoning there, good seasoning. And I used to give Heidi the bone. Heidi always got the bone, and I just used the meat. And after she left, I used the bone too, because these little guys here, they'd be fighting over a bone. They'd be dragging it to the house, or like one morning or one night I woke up, something was under my neck, and it's Woody's ball. He brought his ball to bed. I can imagine waking up to, don't he, Ronnie? Well, no, I am not gonna say it. Those guys are nasty. They're nasty men. I hate nasty people. But anyway, I hate to wake up with a doggone soup bone laying over beside my pillow. Oh boy, what I go through. I love these lives. I do. I love to see the communications going here. Uh, Put bacon in green. Oh yeah, we always do put bacon in our green beans. Yes, ma'am. That's kind of a normal thing we do. Uh, Yeah. Uh, I you go to the store and you can see those ham hocks. At least that's what they call them. You know, they're smoked. Some of them are smoked. I guess you get them raw too. You know, uh, and that's what they're for, seasoning. You know, uh, and I've seen sometimes you can buy those bacon bits. What do you call them? Not the kind of jar. I'm talking about some stores that be it's like cutoffs. I guess when they're making bacon, little chunks of bacon. You know, pieces, and they make good seasoning. Uh, My dad used some of them sometimes for seasoning. He'd get a box, keep it, and just take a handful of them, throw them away. You season them and cook them down. You know, they cook up pretty good. Black eyed peas. I'm not a black eyed pea person. We always have them on New Year's. I mean, we can't get by with it. We got to have that and cabbage. I don't know, cornbread, whatever, but we got to have black eyed peas and cabbage. And it's some kind of tradition that has been passed down here, and that's what we do. I don't care for the black eyed peas, but I will eat them. They're not horrible. They're not bad. Okay, buy bacon pieces. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're good seasoning. Uh, you can dig through there a little bit faster than good to fry too. I've done it. Uh, my favorite bean is the pinto or the red beans. You know, well, not red. There's a difference in red beans and pinto beans. I think there's black beans even out there. Uh, I've seen big old red beans, and so I guess I better just stick with pinto. Pinto or cranberry beans to me about the same. But I love them. They're good, and I like the little white navy beans. I like them. I don't like lima beans. I'm a big lima, so I just not never been a lima bean eater. I can remember growing up, my mom and my grandma, my grandpa, and all of them, they all grew beans. And I think Cuz still does. Uh, and they get there and they pick these beans, and some of them are snap beans, and some of them you gotta wait the purple hull or something like that. You gotta wait till they almost mature so you can split that hull, you know, get them beans out. I've seen my mom and my grandmother sit underneath the shade tree at our house with bushels of those things to be shelled in a day's time, and just sit out there and enjoy themselves, sit there talking, laughing about whatever, shelling them beans. And you kids want to help? No. Oh, I don't want to. I will, but I don't want to. I'd shell a few, and I'd make the biggest mess. They say, just get on, get out of here, go play. Marcia says she'll eat anything. Uh, I don't eat pork neck. I guess you could. I guess you could get those for seasoning too. You know, I guess you could. Uh, they say nothing goes to waste on a pig except for the squeal. It's the only thing they can't use is squeal. And yeah, Michelle, I know. That's Ronnie. He's a pork neck man. Uh, Anybody eat tadpoles will eat pork neck. Uh, yeah, Kathy's dad loved any kind of beans. That's good. I think my dad did too. They was raised on beans. My dad, you know, they grew up, you know, they didn't have a lot to eat. I guess they had cornbread and beans. I guess that made a good meal. Uh, yeah, Marie, he likes fried tadpoles. Just throw them in a skillet, uh, whole. Uh, and I like crawfish tails. I don't care for that the whole crawfish like Ronnie. Ronnie said he make you sick listening to how he eats. uh, yeah, yeah, you ought to leave it to Ronnie. I would never want to go have to a crawfish boil with Ronnie because I probably couldn't eat. Uh, all right. Okay, I don't hear it. Crawfish is good. I like, uh, Rob, Rob and Tina have crawfish boils. Not real often, but quite often, I guess you might say. And I love the potatoes and the corn and all that seasoning on it. I can sit there and eat that corn. It tastes so good, and the crawfish tails are good. I don't want the other part of it. The tail is just good, clean meat. It's just pull a little shell off, and it's good. Uh, Crawfish are the bomb. Crawfish taste like crawfish. Yeah. When we was kids, we knew nothing about crawfish boils and stuff like that. We lived out here in the country, but there was crawfish in the road ditches, sometimes big, and we'd take a string, and Mom gives a little piece of bacon or something. We'd tie a little knot, piece of string. You just put it down in that road ditch, and the crawfish come along and get it. He wants to try to eat that bacon. Drag him right out on the bank. We didn't do anything with them. We just play with them and then throw them back in. Kind of catch and release. Our catch and release. But some of them can be big. Little pictures come out, man, coming out there. Uh, that was our crawfish. We never eat one. Uh, you guys talk about that seafood now, crab and all that now. Uh, Ronnie goes to seafood places all the time over in Louisiana. We got them here too, but I'm kind of limited on that. I like fried shrimp. I don't like it boiled. I like it fried. I like fried catfish. I don't I don't care for, as you guys say, salmon. I don't care for salmon. We always said salmon. And everybody said, oh no, it's salmon. Okay, whatever. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, I could live on it if I had to. It ain't gonna make me sick, but it's just not something I care for. Uh, Salmon patties. We had them half our life. My dad would buy them in a can of salmon and make patties out of them and fry them. And maybe that's why I don't care for it today. I don't know. Uh, he's a good cook. It wasn't the way he cooked them. He's a good cook. But I'll tell you something he did cook that I loved. It was a little, I guess you call them fried pies. He'd make his dough out, a little thing of dough, like a pie crust almost, I guess you might say. And he'd get some kind of fruit. Usually it's like a pie filling, just a couple of cans. You get a can of this, a can of that, and put a little bit in each one of them. Fold that crust over and pinch it to or whatever, and put it in the frying pan and fry it. Good stuff. Good stuff. It might have been good for cholesterol. I don't know. I don't know about all that. Uh, Fried pies are good. Uh, Apricot, yeah, he did apricot and peach, and I think apple and maybe cherry, and uh, but I remember apricot was one of them. But he'd just bring home a couple of cans, different kinds, different at different times, and do them. He loved to cook. My dad loved to cook, and I may have told y'all before. At work, where he worked, uh, it was a distillery department for Exxon down there for the distilled gas and stuff, fuels. the big department, big. And their control room was huge. Also, all kinds of dials, gauges, and all that kind of stuff. You know, they had these guys sitting in front of these control panels and stuff, and you could mix stuff in those spots. When starting out, you had to go up on the tanks and open them up for so much pressure and just all kinds of stuff. But they also had a kitchen and in a like a little area to eat, little kitchenette or dining type area, whatever. And they'd come in and take their lunch breaks. They couldn't all at one time, just shift, through the shift. And they found out my dad could cook, and he was the supervisor. So he didn't have to just sit and do all this stuff. He just had to make sure that everything run good. He got everything going, and he'd go in the kitchen. He'd cook their meals for them, and they'd always chip in uh, and tell them stuff they like. And he'd stop at a little grocery store called Jay's Grocery Store there in Crosby, and get the stuff on his way home. And the next day, when he go back to work, he'd go in there and cook his stuff. And and they'd have the dinners they all liked. Very few of them ever brought a lunch. And they said, "We're going to eat." Eat at work. And he did that worked there 35 years. And probably 25 of it, he was a supervisor. So he probably cooked for 25 years in there because he loved to cook. But yeah, he was our main cook at our house. He did most of the cooking. We'd rather had Dad be home to cook than Mom. He'd better cook than our mom would. Uh, I love lemon pie. I love apple pie. I guess I don't eat a lot of pie, but I do like most pies. But lemon pie was probably my favorite. Um, I remember at school, uh, there was a place in Houston. I can't remember the name of this place. This guy went by there all the time. He'd always buying pies and bringing them home. And he brought this pie home one time. It was a lemon pie. And, or a couple of them. And they brought one of them to the teacher's lounge. And it was lemon. And I got a slice. I said, "Man, it's the best pie I ever eat." And I found out who brought it. And I said, "I'll give you money next time to go to bring me one." And then they did. And we took it up to my shop. Because in my shop, we had actually I had the best shop in Cleveland, I think. Uh, we had our own little lounge, a little like kitchenette, you might call it, a refrigerator, microwave, a nice table, nice comfortable chairs, carpet on the floor. It was small, but it's nice. And so we kept everything we wanted to eat in there. And it's right off my office. Go through a door right into that little lounge. Nobody else could go in there but us. TV, had a TV in it. But me and my other coworker would take our lunch break. That's where we'd eat. And we'd always go in there and eat together. And I had that pie, and man, we ate that whole pie one day. Whole pie, me and him. Uh, when he left, uh, went to another school district to work, they replaced him with this preacher. And he comes in there, and I probably told y'all some of this. And anyway, he was a cowboy. He really was a cowboy. He was a preacher, but he lived out there on Tartar Prairie and worked cattle all the time, working cattle. And he wore the cowboy outfit. I mean, he come to work, cowboy boots, the whole works. And in his truck, he had ropes. He could sit there and do all kinds of rope tricks and stuff. He had this little cow head they practiced on. He brought it and sit out there and let the kids try it. No, nobody could rope it, but he could rope it every time. But anyway, he had a guitar. He always played those cowboy songs. And people would come out there, bring their lunch out to eat with us, and he'd play music, kind of like over in Italy somewhere. And get them people, are you eating? That's what he'd be strumming that guitar and singing. Good guy. Really nice. He's a kind of small type guy. Really nice guy. His name was Wes. Yeah, I liked him. But he didn't stay long. Them old kids were a little bit too tough for Wes. He didn't stay too long. Uh, anyway, I had a good time teaching school. I did. I was glad to retire. I retired as soon as I got my time in to retire from teaching. I did, because it had got to be where it wasn't. Started out really great. It's all boys, and I'm not talking nothing against you girls. It was all boys in smaller classes, and you could do a whole lot more with them. You could just go all over Cleveland doing different projects, that the school would say we could do, and we had projects everywhere, different campuses, and even had some for individuals. But stuff like that. But then as time went on, and I guess the school population was growing, it got to where they started to send in just numbers. It did, because at first it was boys that were coming from homes. These boys, most of them were a year or two behind. Some of them had quit school and come back. I had one boy that drove a wrecker, and here he was in shoe dry. But yeah, stuff like that. But they was there to learn, and they wanted to learn, and they enjoyed learning stuff in the shops and welding and all kinds. We did welding, we did woodworking, metalworking, electrical stuff, plumbing. We did it all. But they learned this stuff and they loved it. But then later on, they started just dumping numbers out there. Kids that had no idea, didn't want to do stuff. Excuse me, didn't want to get dirty. And you work in a shop, you're going to get dirty. It's hard to explain to them. Then they started sending girls and doing that makeup, and boys sitting there with their tongues hanging out, and just watching those girls do their makeup. You couldn't get nothing done, and you couldn't take. And the classes got big. You couldn't take a big class over in town somewhere or somewhere to do a project. One person, you couldn't do it. And so as time went on, I was ready to get out of there. I was ready to retire and get out, because they just kept on dumping bigger classes every year. And anyway, when my time come, I retired. I was only 56 when I stepped out of the classroom. But I didn't stop working for the school. I kept driving the bus. I worked for the school itself 41 years. But yeah, good morning, Vera. Always got to check on Vera today. I didn't see her because I was talking, telling stories, whatever, and her name come by and I didn't see her. I did text her, check on her after we got off our live the other day, because I said I didn't see Vera on there, and somebody said yeah, they'd seen her, and check on her because usually she's got big bold words there, and probably getting on to me about it. Yeah, there we go. Finally, good morning, Gene. Good morning, Vera. I try to make Vera understand that Will and Ron are not sweet people like me. They're not sweet people. Will's upset because I told about him quick drawing in his undies. Every time from now on, Will, I see a state trooper, no matter where I'm at, I'm like, oh no, I hope we don't do that. Have I put my greenhouse together? No, I haven't. I plan on doing it this weekend, and I'm going to put it out there by my garden. Um, and in bad weather, I'm going to set it inside my little shed out of bad weather. And during the winter, if I'm not using it, I'm going to set it inside my shed, keep it all put together, Dorothy. That's my plan. And then come, I get ready to start planting some seedlings or something. I can set it out for the sun to get to it, put my seedlings there, put a light bulb in there if I want to, or some kind of heat system for nights, and I can start my plants just like that. That's my plan. I haven't had time to put it together. It's been a very busy week. Oh, Barry, you didn't hear what he was doing? William and his little tidy whities? Whitey tidies, whatever you call them. Quick drawing. Nothing on but his whitey tidies. Almost like Ronnie. Ronnie run around naked. Whitey tidies with his gun belt on and his gun quick drawing in front of a mirror. Like, wanting to be like Marshall Dillon. Yeah. It'll be hard for me to watch Gunsmoke anymore without flashing through my mind. Yeah. Go ahead, y'all talk about it. So talking about stinky feet. How do you know they stink? My feet. I think my feet are beautiful myself. Yeah. And boys say I got ugly feet. Yeah, maybe. Uh, yeah, I love that. I love it, yeah. So anytime y'all see Will's name come across the screen, I want y'all to just try to imagine him. This state trooper. Mighty tighty. I hope he didn't go on patrol like that. Pull up behind you, them lights going, you stop, and he gets out and whitey tighty's walking up and you go, oh God. I'm going to be violated right here. I love you guys. I got to get out of here. I can't take no more. I do love you guys. Y'all are so much fun. Go ahead, y'all talk about me. Go ahead, y'all talk about me. Oh, but Marie says she's found Bigfoot. All right. I know he's out there. I guarantee he's out there. You can't imagine. It's scary, very scary. What his family endures. I see him now coming out of the bathroom with gun belt on and his whitey tighty. How you see it now? I love you, buddy. I love you, Will. Roddy. You too. I love you guys. I'm gonna get out of here, okay? We've been here an hour. I gotta go. G's got to leave here in a minute to go pick up some groceries. I'm gonna babysit because I want to get out there early and do my gifts and goodies as soon as I feed up. And because we're gonna leave and go get Lex this afternoon, and it's gonna be a busy day. Rebecca, it wasn't Long John, sweetie. It wouldn't have been as bad if it had been Long John's. Y'all have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see y'all hopefully tomorrow. And I may have a night video coming out, just kind of check in on it. I've got a couple of things I've recorded. I don't want to set my camera too long. I'll end up putting it on something that don't belong on or whatever, Anyway, we'll see. I love you guys. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend. Buster, Woody, y'all want to say something? Say bye? What about you, Seamus? Everybody gather around. I love you guys. Y'all take care.